Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center, man. So we got another rematch of Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in another playoff game. Now, granted, this game is going to be of much more significant because the winner of this game will go on to play in the Super Bowl. So I kind of just wanted to address Josh Allen, pretty much. I was having a conversation with my pops last night, and, he was kind of looking past Josh Allen, in terms of the Kansas City game and stuff like that. And I was telling him, I was like, put it like this. If Kansas City does go on to beat Josh Allen, it's not going to be an easy victory. It's not going to be a walkover. It's not going to be a cakewalk. And I was like, and this is why I say that. So last night was for the first time that I can remember, the thing about it, even when you think about the MVP conversation between Lamar and Josh Allen, and I just went through and compared regular season statistics from Josh Allen and to Lamar Jackson. And if you're going based off of statistics, it's not necessarily close. I'm just going to be completely honest. Buffalo fans, I'm sorry. Josh Allen fans, I'm sorry. We just got to speak the real. If you're talking about statistics, right? So I'm not talking about statistics for this video. For this video, I'm talking about what I witnessed with my own eyes. So last year, Josh Allen threw for 4,306 yards, 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, and he had a 92.2 passer rating. So what was the biggest knock of that season and of Josh Allen's career, honestly? It's been the turnovers, the interceptions, 29 touchdowns to 18 interceptions. That means you was out there airing that thing out. And you was airing it out to no regards, to an extent, to where it was a lot of reckless behavior. And granted, he did have to deal with Stephon Diggs at the time. And, everybody is familiar with the Stephon Diggs drama with him over there, always in his feelings, always mad. And they win in games. So that right there, I never really understood. But I can understand that he feeling like, man, I got to try to keep my number one guy, in the mix. And I don't want him to kind of get discouraged and kind of go down. So I got to try to give him the ball. And sometimes I feel that could have led to force feeding and kind of, putting the team as a whole in a bad position with throwing, passes that he never should have threw, but just trying to satisfy Stephon Diggs. It's funny that Stephon Diggs leaves and everybody's thinking that was going to be the end of Buffalo, and Buffalo was still Buffalo. So that goes to show you that speaks volumes of Josh Allen. But when you look at this year, right, 2024 regular season, Josh Allen threw for 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and he had a passer rating of 101.4. Now, he was one touchdown shy of what he had in 2023, obviously, but he was several interceptions shy of what he had in 2023 in terms of 18 then and 6 now. So when I go back and watch this game right here against the Ravens, right? We knew that going into this game was going to be a battle of the trenches. We pretty much knew that that's where that's every game, but more so specifically for this game because of the weather conditions. We knew that we wasn't going to see a phenomenal passing output just because of that. It's a lot harder to pass in cold weather with the ball being slick, people's hands feeling froze. So it's a lot that goes into playing in bad weather games. So we pretty much knew that it wasn't going to be a lot of airing things out. But my thing was this. I've always said, from the beginning, whenever I would have debates with Josh Allen fans or anybody about Josh Allen, I was like that Josh Allen is it's no medium for Josh Allen. And what I mean by that is that it's like either he's going to have one of the most amazing games that a quarterback can have or that he can have, or he's going to have one of the more horrible games. He doesn't really know how to exist in the middle. And let me give you an example of that, right? Prime example. We're going to use Mahomes as an example. And if you don't like Mahomes, I'm sorry, but we just that's the standard of what it is. So use Mahomes for an example. When Mahomes first came into the NFL, and when he first took over the starting position, I might say, and, what was Kansas City known for predominantly? Explosive plays down the field. That's what they was known for. Long bombs with Tyreek, Sammy Watkins, McCole Hardman, all those guys. They was known for airing that thing out. So as the years went on, you might have lost people on the offensive line. You lost personnel in terms of receivers. And then eventually, losing Tyreek Hill. But even before they completely lost Tyreek Hill, the Chiefs went through a down period in terms of the production offensively compared to what we was used to. But they was able to adapt. And you seen that Patrick Mahomes was able to go from a game changer in terms of just, putting up high volumes of numbers to being a game manager and just basically saying, okay, well, guess what? We have a good defense, a top tier defense. So I don't have to rely on putting up as many points to keep up now because our defense isn't giving up anything. My thing that I just have to do is secure the ball and take care of the ball and take what they're giving me. So when teams first came, when teams was dealing with the Chiefs, a lot of teams was playing like we're playing a lot of deeper coverage. You've seen a lot of cover three, things of that nature to try to eliminate the deep ball. So what would happen is that Mahomes was so attached to that, and he was so it was normal for them. So it was like, even though they're playing this to strategically take away the deep ball, I'm still gonna throw that just because we're so wired for that. So he had to slow down and say, okay, let me slow down and speed up. And let me realize, okay, they're taking conservative efforts to take away the deep ball. So when I'm trying to throw these passes, I'm throwing into the heart of the defense. Okay, so now I got to see, what is cover three? The strength of it is taking away the deep ball. What does it give up? A lot of underneath passes. So now guess what I got to do? I got to take those. It might sound cliche, but I got to take what they give me. And by me consistently taking what they give me, and we're having success with that, now they might have to adjust it, and then they give me those shots down the field later on, but I have to play the game, right? So you fast forward to Josh Allen. Like I said, it was never a medium. He couldn't exist in that. It was either he was going to perform at one of the highest levels, or he was going to perform at one of the lowest levels, and that's just what it was. But what I seen from him last night was what you would consider a game manager based off the weather, obviously. And I'm not saying that he's not capable of producing the numbers that we know that he can produce. I'm just saying that he knew that all I have to do, because my defense was playing so good, which they were, is just not give up the ball and not give them turnovers, not take sacks that takes us out of field goal range, or not taking sacks that puts us in a bad position in third and long or whatever. So it was, like I said, it was just, man, even his scrambling. He had 10 carries for 20 yards. He averaged 2 yards a carry, and he had 2 touchdowns. But most of those scrambles probably came in the red area, right? When most mobile quarterbacks are at their biggest threat, is when you're in the red area, obviously. So that's what I'm assuming most of his carries came from. And those probably was those critical gotta have it moments. So he knew when to use his legs. And I think there was something else that he would do a lot of times, is that he would over rely on his legs. So it's like, opposed to him trying to stay in the pocket and see and allow something to develop, or even to scramble just to extend the play, he would just take off scrambling, to try to pick up. And he's made some magnificent plays. We've seen him run guys over. We've seen him jump over guys. We've seen him juke guys. But sometimes running at the wrong time can hurt you much more than it can help you. And I think that that's something that he was able to do. And I was like, okay. And I seen that. It's just like, he looked like a different guy to me. You know what I mean? He just looked cool, calm, and he looked like he was in control for the whole game from start to end. And I was like, man, that's just something I haven't seen since I've been watching Josh Allen, because like I said, man, it's like, he gonna have those highest highs and he's gonna have those lowest lows. Like, I think at one point they were saying that he was second in the NFL in terms of turnovers as for quarterbacks, only behind Jameis Winston. And we all know what Jameis Winston is iconic for: interceptions. And just seeing how he was able to cut out. So for me, that's what I'm looking at. So I'm not saying statistical wise that he had a better season than Lamar Jackson at all, but I'm just saying in terms of what we knew of Josh Allen. And then the most impressive thing is to look at what he has. Like, when I was looking at the Bills last night, I was like, bro, the Bills, like, they don't have — Josh Allen's not throwing to top receivers. You know what I mean? Unlike Burrow, he's not throwing to a Jamar Chase. You know what I mean? Unlike, Lamar Jackson got Zay Flowers and, obviously Mark Andrews. And I think Josh Allen got Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox is a hell of a tight end. But like, that's the only guy I know. And I think the other guy is like Shakir or something like that. But these are like, for sure with Shakir, he is not a top 15 receiver in the NFL. So when you look at what he's able to do with less, and even the running back situation, you look at the the Ravens, you got one of the best running backs in the NFL. You know what I mean? And you look at the Eagles, you have one of the best running backs in the NFL, and then you have two of the best receivers. But look at what Josh Allen's able to do with less than that. Everybody thought that he was going to be buried after Stephon Diggs left. Hey, I would say I probably was one of them too. But just looking at how he's been able to evolve and become a much a much under control quarterback this season, I think that to me, he's took tremendous leaps in terms of his development. Now, the thing is, can he maintain it? Can he go into this game? Can he go into Arrowhead with everything on the line? Because here's the thing. So I was having a debate with someone last night about the Lamar Jackson situation. I was saying, man, what good does it do to have those phenomenal? I think Lamar Jackson threw for like 4,000 some yards, 41 touchdowns, and I think only 6 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. He had like 100 some passer rate. And when you look at that, you say, oh my God, that was a hell of a season. But all of that just to get put out in the second round. So now what are you labeled as? What good does it do to do that and to not win it? So I will take Josh Allen's stat line over that if that stat line gets me to the championship. You see what I'm saying? So what good does that do? So when you look at it, the biggest thing right now with Lamar Jackson is finna be hit with is he can't win the games that matter. And I would try to argue and debate people that he could, and it was this, but at some point that stops being an argument. So Josh Allen has the opportunity to shut all those naysayers up, because just like I was telling my dad last night, I was like, if Josh Allen does not win this game this weekend against Kansas City, the exact same thing that Lamar Jackson is finna endure this whole week leading up into these games is going to be the same thing that he's going to have to endure the following week after if they don't make it. And that's he can't win big games either. So a lot is riding on this in terms of Josh Allen. You know what I mean? And this is a high stakes game. If you ask me, you got the Kansas City Chiefs who have an opportunity to go back and three-peat, something that's never been done in football. We've only seen that done in basketball. So then you got Josh Allen. You lose Stephon Diggs. You have one of the best seasons in your career in terms of managing the ball and not, being reckless and being calm, cool, and under control. And you got both of those going up against each other. So that I think that's going to make for a magnificent matchup. But I just kind of wanted to get on here and briefly touch on what I seen from watching Josh Allen last night, man. And I enjoyed what I seen. I think that it was an overall good football game, and I still got to do a recap on that game as a whole. But I just wanted to kind of get on here and just touch about what I seen from Josh Allen, man, because it was like the same thing that everybody was saying and what we have been saying about Jaden Daniels over the course of the season, and that calmness, that cool demeanor, that never seeming rattled. That's what I seen in that game last night with the Bills. It's like I never seen him rattled. I never seen him nervous. He just was out there balling. So, I look forward to this matchup, and I look forward to seeing his growth even more as a quarterback, from this point on. I just hope he can maintain this level of composure and just not go back to those old habits of being a reckless gunslinger and, kind of just, relying so much on athleticism opposed to the understanding of the game. And even then, just looking at how I seen him controlling the offensive line as well. He's pretty much telling them to look, to try to let them know that there might be a blitz coming from this way. So I need you to pick up this blitz, and just knowing where to throw it based off the blitz. Like I seen one coverage, one formation that they was in to where I think he was in the backfield, and you might have had a tight end a little bit in front of him that was kind of where the tight end normally lines up, just off the line. And he sends the running back to kind of line up on the right of him, and then he sends the running back to line back up in the slot. So what was he doing? And he seen what it was. He was trying to see the coverage. And it was a man coverage play because the safety figured out will follow the running back. So Josh Allen knows this man coverage. So, okay, I know my route concepts within this play. And if this man coverage, this drag route across the middle is going to be open, especially the way it's running, because it's like it was running one from the left and one from the right. So it created that natural pick to where one of those DBs had to avoid each other. And just that little space in man coverage is going to be enough for you to get, to get a ball off and probably be able to get a pretty good catch and run. But like I say, to be able to have the knowledge of that, to say, hey, come here, motion over here and motion back for me to see that and just know exactly how to attack it. That's something that a lot of quarterbacks do not possess. That's something that the rare few possess. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of things I liked from watching him play in that game last night, man. But that was just my take. I kind of wanted to get on there and talk about Josh Allen, man. But if you did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, man, and you enjoyed this type of content, I got more content like this coming on all levels, from college, from NFL, parallel to high school, man. So if you enjoy this type of content, me breaking things down and me giving my take on things, man, make sure you subscribe. And when you subscribe, click that post notification bell. That way you catch every upload I have, man, because I'm trying to get back consistent. I'm trying to get back day to day. So make sure you got the notifications on there where you'll know whenever I'm dropping. You can tune in and watch this heat, man. Appreciate y'all support. Appreciate y'all giving me y'all time. And I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out this thing. Peace.